And this is the time to reset, to give you 100% of the attention to your body, your mind. And we're letting go all things that happen or might happen. You're planning for the future. We let it go. And one thing I believe in, when we have all those stress in the mind, and some could be depression, some could be anxiety, all those the illness in the mind. One is depression, is that if we are too attached to the past, and anxiety is if we are too attached to the future. I have a family history, and everybody in my family, we have anxiety. So always I do notice myself to be a planner. What is happening, what's for dinner, what's for breakfast, or what activity tomorrow, and then give whatever it is. If it's you, just leave it for now. And if we have all those wonderful things, or even the not too wonderful things happened in the past, so we are going to keep the good feeling, but letting go the memory, whatever happened, and just let it go for now. Now, very, very slowly, we're just going to add some movement for the hip. We're just going to bend our legs and place the feet about hip distance apart. On the block might feel very strange. You might need to adjust the back and do a little bit windshield wipe with the legs from side to side. And allow the movement of your body to be massaged on the corner of the block. Now, one more time, windshield wipe the legs from side to side and feel that intense or moderate massage on your back from that block. And then we stretch our legs, and this time we stretch the arms and legs away from each other. And give that neck a stretch. To me, this feels really good, but if it feels too good, here's the rule. If it feels too good, don't go any further. Leave it there. So take a big breath. And then we turn the palms up and then start to add that squeeze elbows into the rib cage. Inhalation, send the arms overhead. Exhalation, bring your arms in toward the rib cage. Cactus arms. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, squeeze. See if it's okay, if it's possible to keep your belly down at this point and keep your hip really heavy. Now going for one more. Inhalation, stretch. Exhalation, squeeze. And this time I'm going to come back. And then we're going to wrap the forearms. And maybe take a little bit further. Feel free to go for some rock. We're going for a shoulder extension. Now very slowly separate our hands. And we're going to support the back of the head and maybe take the pillow away and use our hands for the pillow now. And let's take a big inhalation. We open, and exhalation, push the belly button in, close the elbows. We lift, maybe point your toes if that's available. Inhalation, slowly come down and keep the hands there. Support the head so we don't have to go too low if your body's not ready. And exhalation, lift, pull the belly in toward the hip. Let's go back, open. open and closed with that exhalation. And continue opening and closing. We're going for one more or a few more, or anytime you need to take that block away, please do. But it feels wonderful. Inhalation, open the exhalation as we take the chin, take the hands and start to reach towards your toes. Now see if this is still feeling okay. Inhalation, arms overhead, maybe come a little bit lower, a big stretch. And exhalation feels okay. Push that belly in and lift. Maybe we're able to come all the way up, maybe not. Maybe we need the momentum. Let's see. Ooh. And then we're going to go back and forth. Inhalation, slowly stretch. And exhalation, rise, tuck, reach for your toes. And let's go there for, let's try 5 more. Now again, you can always moderate it, take the block away, or come up halfway, or don't come up and just squeeze. Or maybe this is starting to feel more smooth. And maybe 2 more. And last time. Now this time when we come back, we're going to stay in this back bend and just for a little bit longer. And feel free to give your body some rock from side to side. And then from here, if you have that block, just bend your knees, roll off, push that block away. That was strong. Take the, let the blood flow return to your back. Then come back if you need to do some windshield wipe with the legs again. Go there. And we continue with some belly and bring that knees over the hip. And from here, you can always hug the knees in or relax your arms and start to circle our knees. Breathe in the first half of the circle, breathe out the second. One more time, circle this way, and then we switch sides. One more circle this direction. Let's come to the center. Bring your feet hip distance apart. And let's make it into a pattern. Very next inhalation, stretch the arms over your head. Very next exhalation, we bring the arms to your side and push onto both feet, lift the hip. And then let's go back and forth. Inhalation, arms over your head, the spine, come down all the way to your tailbone. The entire exhalation, arms to your side, lift the hip. Make it into a massage for your breathing. Inhalation, lower down, stretch. Exhalation, lift up, arms to your side, knees hip distance apart. Inhalation, open. Exhalation. exhalation, come back and squeeze. Last one. Now this is feel good. Feel free to stay or keep your hip lifted if it doesn't bother you. And bring your arms over your head if this is better. That's always my favorite option. Push that away. And then we start to do a circle again with the hip, and this time we're circling that hip bridge. You feel one bum cheek squeeze and then the other one. Weight to one leg and then the other. Body weight coming into one shoulder, then the other. The back of your neck is always long. One more circle this way, and again we switch to the other side. Breathe in the first half, breathe out the second. Keep your belly anchored down, pelvis in the center, the right position. Let's go there for 2. Last one. Now when we find the center, if this is nice, we take that block. Hopefully it's not too far away yet. Just slide underneath the hip and let that hip rest on the block. Now this might feel good enough. Lots of circulation here. And again, if you're looking for more, you can stretch a leg or 2. Maybe 1 at a time, maybe 2, maybe do some. Again, rocking on the flat rectangle might feel strange. But if you want to try, just do some rocking. It's our human nature to be rocked like a baby, to relax and fall asleep. This is our human nature, to rock and relax the central nervous system. Now, wherever we are, I'll bring the knees in and keep your hip lifted if you like. And still, if you like to do some rocking from side to side, still can feel that. Lift the pelvis above your heart. Just briefly. And then help out with the blood circulation, massage, digestive system. Now take your time. I'm going to lower the feet down and take the block away. And then maybe hug the knees, just return to the floor. And maybe rock side to side, and maybe rock forward and back, and take your time. Maybe it's a little bit late. It's already pretty strong. I like to go to my side and just rock up. And then from here, we're going to make our way to a seated position. We're coming to the front of the mat. Hands might be behind you. And let's continue with the hip and just do some windshield wipe side to side with our knees. Allow the hip to rotate side to side. Now very slowly, let's bring the knees to one side. Let's start on the right side. The other side is all good. Just to help us remember, we stay on the same side. Find our sitting bones. And here's our mermaid. I'm going to go this way, but eventually we're going to transition to pigeon. So you want some space behind you. And if you need to sit on the block, please do. I like to place my hands on the back of the hands on the legs because we have a natural tendency to grip. It's a reflex. So if we turn the palms, that somehow relaxes our fingers more. Let the shoulders, arms sink. Now you're ready. This feels good. I'm going to add a bit of a rotation with our neck. Breathe in the first half of the circle. Breathe out the second. To massage and relax the neck muscle, shoulders. Continue with our mid back. Feel the hip descending on its own. And we're going for one more side to side. And when we find our center, a big sweep through the air. Exhalation, twist to the right side, the direction of the knee. Always my favorite. Now on the very next inhalation, let's make our way back to the center. Add the arms if you're ready. Exhalation, twist to the other side. Inhalation, let's make our way back one more time. I'm going to change direction so there's space behind me. And exhalation, we're going to fold. So from here, maybe you like to stay here or stretch the left leg back. Again, if you like to have a block handy, maybe eventually place the block underneath the forehead or just having it ready. And then we shift the weight onto our hands so we're not collapsing onto the hip. And just gonna give the hip some wiggle, keep checking in that space. And anytime we're ready, we push that hip forward, weight still on the hands, and we rise to the crown of the head. Breathe in, we'll come into the proud pigeon. And breathe out slowly, we fold. Allow the forehead gently tap. And let's go there again. Inhalation, we rise, push, lengthen the spine. Exhalation, slowly fold. We're going to go there 2 more times. Inhalation, rise. Exhalation, fold. Very last one. And if you like, we're going to come down to that pigeon and you can relax your forehead on the block. And keep rocking the hip if that's necessary until everything feels gentle, smooth, and it might feel better just to keep rocking. We learn to use the pose to serve the body. Now very slowly we walk the hands back up and we transition to a down dog. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, lift the hip, we send our front leg back. Maybe come to a down dog, maybe 3-leg dog. We meet in down dog. We wiggle the hip from side to side. Pedal the feet. At any time we're ready, let's lower down to our hands and knees. And we find cat and cow. Entire inhalation, extension of the spine. Entire exhalation round. Today we're focusing on the cat pose and keep pulling that belly button in. And let's go there one more time. Cat and cow. And we stay in that cat pose. And take one more breath. And then start to connect our knees and feet and sit back. And relax our forehead on the floor. So if you like this, maybe reach your arms by your side and just take a bit of a snug in around your body. Some days this pose feels good, some days not. Again, rocking is always an option. And very slowly, let's make our way back. And sit down to the heels if that feels good. And take a big breath in. Let's stretch it out. Exhalation, come back to the cactus arm. Inhalation, rise. Exhalation, let's go for a twist onto one side. Inhalation, let's slowly make our way back to the center. Exhalation, we find a cactus arm. Inhalation, come back. Exhalation, let's twist to the other side. Inhalation, let's make our way back one more time. Exhalation, cactus arms. Inhalation, back, stretch. Exhalation, fold forward, hands on the floor, tuck the toes, down dog. Let's walk the feet toward the hands to the front of the mat. And take your time. We stay in that forward fold just a little bit longer. Maybe you like to keep your body still. Maybe you like to sway from side to side. And start to walk our feet heel toe wider until they're at the mat distance apart, toes out, heels in. We're just going to come down into a squat here. And then keep adjusting if you need to, and sit on the block if you need to at this moment. Again, some poses, some days might feel good, some days might not quite yet. So I always adjust. But this is nice, and we're just gonna find a bit of a resistance. So on the very next breath, we're pushing the knees apart. On the very next breath, we're pushing the knees in toward the elbows. Inhalation, pushing the knees apart with the elbows. Let the chest lift higher toward the thumbs. Exhalation, get that resistance going. Push the knees in toward the elbows. Elbows are resisting. Inhalation, release. Knees away from each other. Hip going just a little bit lower. Exhalation, knees in toward the elbows. One more time, inhalation, pushing everything out. Exhalation, squeeze everything in. Now let's make our way out. This time we stay. And start to feel okay. We let that hip descend. You can always use the hands. But if the floor is soft enough, and if you feel brave today, we're going to sit down. Woo! We'll come into our, what's it called, bow pose. And then we take a big breath in, lift your chest. And exhalation, we're going to cross the legs. And then fold forward and give that back a stretch. Oh, that feels so good. And feel free to shift from side to side. And I'm going to go back again when we're ready. that sitting bones on the floor. Pelvis becomes really heavy again. Pin the belly in, relax the shoulders, and lift the legs to any position that feels good. And make sure your back is not stressed out here. And on the very next exhalation, cross your legs the other way. Your time. Float to any degree. Rock if that feels good. Not about the depth, it's about connecting with your body and really listen to the body. Let's go there 2 more times and just keep changing the crossing of the legs. Hold that sitting bones in, belly in, shoulders down. Find that center balance. A big breath. Exhalation, cross the legs the other way again. Hinge. We're going for a very last one. Come back again. Breathe. Lean back. Lift. Brace the core. Exhalation one more time. Float. Rock if that's nice. And then start to walk our hands back and behind. Separate the legs and let's go to the other side. So we start with some windshield wipe again. It's the time we can really breathe so deep. Anytime we're ready, knees going to the left side. And let's come to that mermaid. You can always sit on the block. It does make a big difference. Like all other poses, this pose sometimes feels good, sometimes not quite. So if your hip is settled, that's perfect. If not, just sit on the anything that can elevate the hip. And relax the back of your hands on the side. See how that feels on this side. And draw the energy to the top of the head. Relax your shoulders. And then we continue massaging the neck side to side. Breathe in the first half. Breathe out the second. Letting go. Let everything go. One more time. Balance out left to right. And let's find the center. Breathe in. And when you're ready, add the arms. And breathe out, twist to the left side first. And breathing, come back to the center. Breathe out another side. One more time. Breathing center. And breathe out, fold forward. Can stay or release the other leg. So your right leg back. And let's find the pigeon and start to I work toward pigeon, maybe work toward that hip and rock from side to side. Anytime we're ready, when we find the center, we take a big breath in, push the hip forward and reach your belly button, your heart, maybe the crown of the head into the ceiling. And exhalation, we slowly fold and let that forehead gently tap the floor. Let's go there 3 more times. Inhalation, rise, proud pigeon, exhalation, fold. Maybe 2 more times. Last one. And then let's fold down completely, like to have that forehead on the block again. We'll go there. Now, anytime we're ready, we come back, push onto the floor with both hands, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, we free that front leg back, down dog. Again, and pedal the feet to a nod. Stay still, you decide. So let's lower back onto our hands and knees anytime we're ready. So you're going to come back to that extension this time. So reach the heart forward and come back to cow. Exhalation, come to cat. If you're ready, next inhalation, we take that right leg into the ceiling. I like to bend that knee today and point the toes toward the ceiling and then level the hip, reach your heart forward. And exhalation, push that belly in. Knee and nose come together, extending that cat pose round your spine. Inhalation, extension, reach your belly button forward. Exhalation, squeeze. Let's go there 2 more times. Inhalation and exhalation. Last one. Now let's focus on the cat. Today you're going to stay here, nose and knees come together. Pull the belly in. Let's count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we plant that foot forward, foot in front of the mat. And let's keep it that way. Take a big breath in and then we rise. And find the cactus arms. And slowly we reach forward, hands on the floor. And tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Breathing hard forward and breathe out, twist toward that right leg. Now I'm going to go there 1 more time. Slowly make our way down. Lower the knee, lower the back foot. Take a big breath in, scoop the hip forward and reach your arms high. Exhalation, cactus arms. Inhalation, shift your way forward. Exhalation, hands on the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, reach your heart forward. And then we twist 1 more time toward the same side. And let's slowly lower the back knee, lower the back foot. You might stay here. You might wrap that arm around your back. You might pick up the back foot to getting a bit of a thigh stretch here. And then very, very slowly, we're letting go that foot. Weight onto your hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, down dog. And this time, if we're ready, we shift the weight forward into plank. Breathe in. Exhalation back to down dog. Maybe 2 more times. If you like to add a chaturanga flow, please do. I'm going to skip that part. It's a little bit late, and to me, it's very strong. So we're going to go for one more. Plank and then down dog. And the very next plank, when we go in there, we lower the knees apart, toes together, child's pose. And feel free to turn your palms, connect the pinky fingers, rotating the entire arms,